Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. What is up, Loyal Royals? What is up, y'all? So I don't know if y'all seen, but I hit 3,000 subscribers. Woohoo! I'm so excited, y'all. We still on the road to 5K, but we gonna get there slowly but surely. Sometimes slow and steady is the best. But I am going to be doing a long set of red acrylic nails. This is a freestyle set. I went off of a picture and I will have it pop up in a few for the inspiration, but right now I'm going in with my easy coffin tips. I don't know why they're called easy coffin tips. I guess because like you can cut them and they'll be coffin and you won't have to do much, but I think they should be called stiletto tips, but whatever. And I got these from Brother Nail Tech, aka Bent Nails, and they have a website for their products, or you can get them specifically from Amazon. So one thing I will say, when you are applying pre-made tips, whether they are stiletto, round, or coffin, you definitely want to make sure that you perfect the sizing and get them true to size right off rip, so that you don't have to go back and fix or restart. Typically stiletto tips are very slimmer at the top, so you want to make sure that you size beforehand, and then once you got the right size, apply it with as minimal amount of glue as possible. You do not need a bunch of nail glue when you are applying tips. You only need literally less than an inch. So I would say maybe like a quarter inch, like literally a raindrop. Alright guys, so I have a new pro technique. So I saw this video on YouTube where this girl took two nail forms and put them back to back so they would stick together, and then she uses the lines on the nail form to size the nail tips to make sure that they are all the same length and size. So that is what I've started doing. It's actually really easy, and I think it's a beneficial method because not only are you making sure they're all the same length, but then you don't have to kind of cross-check the opposite hand. I still do just because it's a force of habit, but I really like this technique. I recommend trying it. So after I've applied my tips to all 10 nails, I'm going to go in with my gold scissors and I'm going to kind of cut the nails slim already, since we're going with a stiletto look. So then I won't have to file as much. Since they're already kind of slim, you don't really have to do that, but this just works easier for me, so I don't have to file away and hurt my hands over filing. Alright, so after I have cut and shaped the nail tips, I am going to go in with my Pana 80 grit jumbo file, and I'm going to sharpen up the look of the nails. So I asked my client, I said, do you want them like sharp, like deadly sharp, or do you want them to be kind of rounded on the tips? And she said, no, I want them as sharp as possible. So that's what I did, because of course when you apply acrylic, they're going to dull down or change the shape of the nail. So I always try to shape as sharp as I can before applying the acrylic, and then once it is applied, I'll go back to perfect the shape again. So these files are very, very, very sharp. They are coarse. They are the coarsest files you can get, which is 80 grit. You must make sure you score the sides of the file before you use it. So what you can do is you can take a buffer or another file, and you can rub them together so that when you are filing, you don't cut your client. Also, as you see, I'm taking my fingers and I'm guarding the side of my client's fingers with mine. This way, if I do get close to her skin or anything like that, I will not be able to cut her. If anything, I'll cut myself. Not intended, but I never want to cut my client. That's something that is hard to fix, and I don't like blood, so I'd rather nick myself than nick my client. You can also pull back their skin with your finger so that you don't get close to their skin, if that makes sense. But I just use my fingers as a guard or a safety technique, just so that I don't get too close to their fingers. So after all of that, I'm going to dust off the nails, and then I'm going to go in with my Young Nail Swipe, which is the best dehydrator nail prep ever on the market. I'm saying it right now. So what you're going to do, you're going to take a clean manicure brush, and you're going to clean the nails, brushing downward. You don't want to push the dust that you just had on the nail plate back into the nail. So you want to brush downward. After that, I'm going in with my Young Nails Protein Bond, which is great because it does not burn the client. It's non-acid based, and it's going to promote healthy nail growth. After I apply that, I'm going to go in with Young Nails Clear, and I'm going to create a base protective layer before I apply all of this red acrylic. I do that as just a way so it doesn't stain the nail. Sometimes you don't have to, but for colors like that, red neon colors, I always go in with the base layer. So the color I will be using today is Valentino Beauty Pure number 160, and this is like, I want to say, a perfect red. Not too bright, not too dark. It literally makes me think of like a basic red crayon. But How I have been applying my color powders is going in with my first bead, of course, to the free edge. And then I'm gonna take my brush and swipe down. As you can see from the side angle, I am literally using this as like a paint. I'm not adding the thickness at all with my pigment color. I feel like that just works easy and I'm not wasting product. I will say, and please drop in the comments if you have this issue, I really love Valentino Beauty Pure. I really think their products are very high end, and one, they're made in America, so that just like, that's a topper right there. But one thing I noticed with some of their colors, especially this red, is the bleeding. Literally after like 4 fingers, my monomer was already red, and I mean like really red. And I know some of their colors have different pigments in them and stuff like that, but I started using this technique where I'm just almost like painting the color on, because it is so hard to get thickness with certain colors and then with it not running and bleeding all over the place. Like, I afterwards, I had my brush was tinted red, and I had to let it sit in like brush cleaner and acetone until like it was clear, so that my next client's nails wouldn't like be stained red or anything. But this definitely had a horrible bleeding to the color. But hey, don't get me wrong, color is bomb. Colorisbomb.com. But does anybody else have that issue? Drop it in the comments below. So now on this nail, I am going in and I am kind of making like a marbled smoky effect. And then I'm leaving the rest of the spaces empty so that I can just go back in with my clear and encapsulate it so it still has like that cleared smoky look. Alright guys, so the next finger is the middle finger, and this is my first time doing a cut crease this way. Typically when I do a cut crease, I like to go in on a coffin or square nail, and I will take an X-Acto knife and cut out the acrylic and then fill it in with the other color. But this time, because the nails were pointed, it's harder to do that. In my preference it is. And then she also still wanted the clear look also, so I couldn't go in with like a nude or something. So I went in with like this basic D&D gel. I believe, I don't even know what the number is, I'll try to link it in the description below. But I went in with my liner brush and I made the line of where I want the V French to be. Then I took my mini LED lamp and I cured that, and then I take the same red that I'm using and I go in and fill in those spaces. I did speed this up because I was moving very slow to stay inside the lines. Literally like you're coloring in a coloring book, learning how to stay inside the lines when you're like in preschool. But this was the only way I could do this in order for me to get like the perfect V look. Especially since she wanted the clear look still. But other than that, it turned out perfect. I was like, oh my god, I can just easily do V French or a cut crease like this instead of having to use my X-Acto knife when they want a clear look. So hey, that's another pro tip. Listen, we gotta start making stuff easier for us instead of making it harder. And this was so easy to do, so I'm glad I did it. Alright guys, so I'm not going to talk your head off. I just want you to really enjoy me doing the rest of the nails, and I will be back with the next step. So after I have applied all the red to all 10 nails, I'm going to go in with my Young Nails Speed Clear, and I am going to encapsulate my design. So when you are encapsulating, you want to make sure that those beads are perfect so that you can hit every angle and every corner of the nail in about 2 beads. If not, you can always do 3, but you want to start with your first bead at the free edge. Then sometimes I like to add a second bead above that for the apex. And then lastly, I will do the cuticle bead. So it just depends on the look that you're going for, but typically I like to do 2 to 3 beads, especially when the nails are long. I like to make sure that the structure and the apex is there for the strength. But as you guys can see what I was talking about with the bleeding, I literally cleaned my brush for about 2 to 3 minutes in acetone and monomer, and my brush was still stained. Even though the beads I'm picking up of clear is not red, my brush had a red tint on it. So irritating, but hey, I cleaned it very good and it's back to normal. But at first I was a little worried because this is my favorite brush, and I will link my brush in the description box also. I am using a size 14. So you guys can watch me work now, but I just want to check on my loyal royals. Y'all, I am at 3,000 subscribers. That's a pretty big thing, you know. I'm really getting there, and I'm just happy. Like, I work pretty much 8 hours every single day, so sometimes it's hard for me to just pull out my iPad and get to recording, but I'm really trying to push out the videos for you guys. I have been going live on Instagram and Facebook, so if you're not following me on Instagram, please do at Royal Nails by Shar. I have a TikTok, Royal Nails by Shar 1. And then, yeah, so how y'all doing? Like, how has y'all 2021 been going? So far, it has been going great for me. I am just living life happy, making boss moves, and yeah, I got so much in store for y'all, and I cannot wait to just let y'all know what's been going on. But how y'all been? Let me know what y'all up to. Y'all been practicing? I know y'all better been practicing. I know y'all better been slaying them nails. Like, let me know what's going on. But I do thank you guys for being a loyal royal and sticking with me. I know y'all like, dang, Shar hasn't posted a video in like 3 weeks. What's going on? I've just been so busy taking care of a lot. But hey, we back at it. I'm at 3,000. I'm gonna have a giveaway at 5,000. So yeah, it's only up from here. I do want to make a note that I changed my monomer before I applied my clear acrylic. Remember I talked about the color was bleeding? So because my monomer had like a soft pink reddish hue to it, you do not want to apply your clear acrylic on top of your design like that, because then it will affect the overall look of the nail. So I made sure I dumped out that, cleaned out my jar with acetone, cleaned it real good, and then I went in and put in new acrylic, new monomer, and so that when I use my clear, it would show up crystal clear. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever I was applying my acrylic, you can see on certain nails these like red rings or red lines on her nail beds. So that is from the previous nail tech that did her nails. They ended up filing the nail plate so much when they were doing the cuticle work that they filed down to the thinnest layer of the nail, which causes the red rings. So because of that, I didn't want to try to blend them out or make it even thinner, so I just left it there. Typically I don't have no issues when I do that. I just take it as a safety precaution so that when I do file the nails, I'm making sure I'm not making those same mistakes. Her nails didn't seem very thin to me, so that lets you know that the last person who did her nails did not know what they were doing or was just rushing to get it done, and they completely filed her nail beds too thin. So when you are filing and you're doing cuticle work and you're using these sharp drill bits, make sure that you know what you are doing and that you are stopping when you need to stop. After I've applied my clear and let that dry, I'm going to go back in with the same Pana 80 grit nail file and sharpen up the shape. I like to do the sides as clean as possible, and then I'm going to take the same file and go across the top, which will create like a taper. So the apex will still be there, but then towards the tip of the nail it'll be kind of thin. So then the shape is still sharp when they come back within the next couple of weeks. So now I'm going in with my fine gold drill bit on about a medium speed. I am cleaning up the cuticle area as well as making sure that the body of the nail is slim and blended very well. I like my cuticle area to be kind of flush, and then I like my apex to be kind of up high. Not even high, but I would just say a good apex, and then I like my tip of the nail to be tapered. So it kind of creates a bit of a curve naturally, but it's not like a wave, if that makes sense. Now remember I said these can be very sharp, so when you are going around the cuticle area, you want to make sure that you are being very careful and you're taking your time. If you do not know how to use an electric file, you can easily hand file, but I know for me, hand filing takes a lot on my hand now that I've been doing nails for so long. So using the electric file, aka the drill, it just makes things go by quicker. But as you see, I'm holding the nail very, very tight and firm, and I have easy control with the drill, holding it tightly in my hand as well as making sure I'm resting against the finger while I'm using it. So after all of the filing and perfecting, I'm going to go in with my fine buffer and make sure that the nails are nice and smooth. And then after that, I'm going to clean again with Young Nail Swipe. So with my full set services, um, because of Marie Nails, she gave this tip with doing a hand scrub with their service. So that's what I do. So after I filed and buffed, I went ahead and had my client wash their hands with my homemade hand scrub, and then I'm going in with Young Nail Swipe and a lint-free wipe to remove the oil from the nail plate. Now I'm going in with my Not Polish non-wipe top coat. Very, very good top coat. I recommend it. And then I'm just going in and applying it very thinly, nicely coated to the nail plate. Alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you stuck around and watched the whole video, there is no reason why you're not a subscriber. You should be a loyal royal. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload. And yeah, road to 5,000. Let's get it, let's go. Share my work, share my videos, follow me on my social media, and don't forget, glitter makes everything better, so keep shining. Tell me what you think in the comments, how they turn out. Thanks guys, see you next time.